Hey everybody, welcome to December 1st and the ramp up of my holiday gift giving extravaganza. I'm super excited because today I'm going to announce the winner of the Kai Seam Remover. Hey Andrea, welcome. So that's going to be part of the fun today. I'm going to be announcing that. I'm going to be showing you what our sew along for next Friday is going to be. And actually, we're going to be making a really simple, cozy wrap that would be great to wear to your holiday parties or to give as a gift. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm going to tell you how I was inspired by that. I also have another little holiday project I'm going to be working on for a friend, and I'm going to explain that. And I rubbed off a dress for my mom, and I'm going to be working on that. So I have all sorts of fun today. I'm not going to do all those things during FabFit Friday, but I have a lot of fun here, and I'm super excited. I don't know why it never occurred to me, like in previous years, to give things away during the holidays, because believe me when I tell you I am having the time of my life. And I actually wish I could have figured out how to do a live drawing where you could actually see me do it without a lot of hoopla. So basically I couldn't, so I did the same thing as I did last time. So it looks like Cindy is heading to lunch because she's popping in for the moment. So I think what I'll do is I'll just announce the winner of the Kai Seam Ripper right off the bat, and then I can talk about the other things, and if Cindy wants to come back and watch later, she can. I'm kind of excited because let me just remind you, the way that I pick a winner is I go to my dashboard and I look at the number of comments that were made under the video where you had to comment and say you would like to enter to win. And I don't look at the comments themselves. I just look at my homepage where it shows, how many comments there are. I go to the random generator number website. I click on that. I took a screenshot of it. Then I went back and counted down to the number I got in the random number. So without further ado, hi Ann Fashion Studio, welcome. Here is our lucky number today. So it's number 15, and you can see I did from 1 to 127. There were 127 entries, and 15 was the lucky number. And I have to say, to add suspense to the people who are watching and who have commented, the winner is someone who has commented and said hello or made it themselves known that they were here with me. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited. Last week when I gave away the pins, I didn't know either of the winners by name. So today I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite followers. You all are my favorite, but someone who comes every time, who is in my group, and she supports me by buying everything I ever make, plus she takes a lot of classes, and I know a lot of you do, and I'd be gushing about any of you if I recognized your name, because you're all just as fabulous. So I don't want anyone listening to think that I don't think you're all fabulous, but I got excited because I recognized the name today, because last week I didn't recognize the names, and I'm sure they are just as fabulous. So without further ado, I'm going to delete this link, and then I'm going to pull up the winner. Ta-da! It's Diane Fetters. Congratulations, Diane. I was kind of excited when I started counting and I ended up on your comment. So Diane Fetters is the winner. Now, having said that, I am going to add another picture here, and this is for I'm going to just share this with you, and I may actually do another video about this because, let me delete this one. Let me see here. I'm gonna, well, oh, Diane says, thank you so much. You're so welcome. And, you know, and again, I love all of you. You know, it's just, I get a little excited if I recognize a name. Now, here's what I want to show you. You guys can all feel like winners because, see this right here? This is a package of 3 fuzz-free facial razors. Now, I did a deep dive into this product. I looked at it up close, and I am 99.9% sure that these fuzz facial razors are the exact same thing as the Kai Seam Ripper. And I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see here. I wanted to just show you here. Look at how identical that is, right? I think it's virtually identical. I think it is identical. And here's the cool thing. Anyone who did not win can feel like a winner. I put my Amazon affiliate link for this 3-pack of fuzz facial razors by Kai. They're the exact same thing. And the cost is $6.89. So it's 10 cents less than buying one of these, because people are selling these for $6.99 each in the sewing world. So you can get 3 for the same price as 1, actually 10 cents less. And if you buy them on Amazon, there's no shipping. So I actually have this pack coming, and I will share them with you when they do arrive. But I'm going to send this one to Diane, the teal colored Kai Seam Ripper that I got from the Confident Stitch. And I will have 3 more of these peach colored ones. I was actually hoping they would come in time today. Okay, I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing Jacques. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Guffey says she ordered these after my last video. I did share a link to these fuzz facial razors under the description of the cool tools, but I didn't talk about it because I found it after I shot the video. But she says she ordered them and they do work wonderfully. So thank you for verifying that they are exactly the same thing. So anyone who did not win and you would like to purchase one, you could purchase 3 for the same price as 1. My affiliate link is in the description below. So yay, congratulations, Diane. Oh, Jackie, I'm so sorry. I'm such a ding dong. I was embroidering holiday aprons for Starbucks, and some of the names are spelled so uniquely that it was very hard for me. I had to double check and make sure things were spelled right, and I was pronouncing them right when I was doing that embroidery. So I apologize, Jackie. I should have known, Jackie, of course. Sally says, hi, Jen. Hi, everyone. It's fun to know the winner, Diane. I know it is. And actually, here's another thing. I'm going to try to contact the person who won the pins. The flathead pins has not gotten back to me. I'm going to try to reach out to her one more time. And if she does not respond to me by next Friday, I'm going to pick a new winner. So there may be another chance to win these if I can't get in touch with the winner of these. The one who won the Ultra Grip pins did contact me, and I sent those off to her. So I'm hoping I can reach her. I'm going to try one more time, but if not, I will gift these away to another person. I'll pick a new random drawing. All right, so that takes care of that giveaway. Now, here's something exciting. I don't know if you saw on my Instagram, my cousin Lynn came to my house for Thanksgiving, and she was the one who I asked her to make her her famous layered Jello mold. Let me show you how cool this is. Whoops, I'm gonna get rid of this image now. Delete. Yes. Okay, so look at this. this is my cousin Lynn, and look how fun she is. So she made this Jello mold for our Thanksgiving. It was delicious. Okay. And she also brought me two different projects that she thought I would want to make and sell for my J Stern Designs business. And I had to explain to her that I don't make custom things and sell them one time. I make patterns and I sell them multiple times. So hold on one second. So one of the things she brought to show me was this wrap. And this wrap, you know, it was a cozy wrap made out of, let's say, a, oops, let me make this a little bit darker so you can see. All right, so basically what this wrap is a, it's basically a rectangle, and you cut a opening for it. And I'm going to draw on this to show you the full thing. This is the half-size version, and this is the PDF assembly guide for the PDF pattern. I've already put this in my online store, so you can download it for free. And then next week, we're going to be sewing it up together. So this would be beautiful in any sort of fabric that's soft and drapey, fleece, a stable double knit, a novelty knit, soft drapey wool, anything that's soft and cozy to make this holiday wrap. And again, this could become a gift for somebody, or it could be for yourself. So this, I think, is going to be a fun project. And I just want to show you here. I'm just going to sort of draw the other half of it. So basically it comes down like this, and it's like this. And then this is kind of like, you know, kind of like this, and it does this, right? So the full pattern looks like this. After you print it, you cut it on the fold and you open it up. And this is your center back right here. And so this is the center back neckline. And so basically, this rectangle, you cut out this opening. This is the center front openings right here. This is the back. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to finish the edges next week. And I'll give you a few different options to finish the edges. And then you're going to cut a piece of the fabric, maybe, I don't know, 2.5 inches across the width of the fabric. And I'm going to show you two ways to use the belt to keep the front closed. You can either cinch it around your waist and cinch the back and front, or you can leave the back free and you can close your front. And let me just stop and say hi to Barbara as well. Hi, Barbara, welcome. I'm so excited to have a newcomer. Thank you so much for joining us. This is exciting. You're catching me during my holiday fa la 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 phase where I'm, yeah. Oh, she said, oh, Barbara says, I think I have something like that. Yeah, it's a very common thing. You can find them in the stores. Depending on the kind of store that you're shopping in, they can be a little bit pricey though. So this is, I'm going to give you the dimensions because you can feel free to download this and tape all these pieces of paper together. You can see that it's going to be rows of 4. Okay, so see, there's 4 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 16 pages here, and then 9 pages down here to get the other half. So that's, you know, that's 25 pages. So if you don't want to tape together these pages, I'm going to show you basically how to draft this. So basically, let me just turn this paper over and let me just show you how you would draft this. What I did was I literally took the wrap that my cousin Lynn brought to Thanksgiving and I measured everything. So that's how I got the dimensions for the pattern that you can download and tape together. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to just create a rectangle like this. And I'm going to write the dimensions for you. So if you don't want to tape together all that paper, you can feel free to draft your own, because it probably will be less I don't know if I want to say less annoying, but just less work probably to draft your own. So here I have a rectangle. This is 65 inches this way. Okay. This pen is not working great. I'm going to do a different color. This, now mine at the center, it kind of bows out at the lower, the hem in the back has a little bit of a curve to it. Oh, hi, Bonnie. You just joined from Alberta, Canada. Well, I think in Alberta, Canada, you're going to need one of these. This is a cozy holiday wrap. The link for the free PDF is in the description below. It's free. Next Friday, during FabFit Friday, I'm going to show you how to finish the edges, because all you have to do is cut one rectangle and, you know, make it. So my design, I curved the back hem just a little bit. You can either leave it straight or curve it, whatever you want to do. This measurement here is 48 inches across. Okay. And then this measurement, the opening for the center front is 8 inches. So you just find the center and you make yourself an 8-inch opening. And then I found the approximate center of the 65 inches. And I drew my neck opening like this. Okay. So it was a little bit shorter in the front than longer, but you can adjust that the way you would, you know, whatever you think is comfortable for whoever you're making it for. I would say if you have a large bust, if you have a prominent tummy, maybe make the front a little longer, you know, and the back, you know, you can measure from your center back neckline down to where you want it to hang, and you can really make it as long as you want. Okay. But the cool thing is the 48 inches is going to fit across a 58, 60 wide fabric. It's going to fit across. So you only need, that's less than 2 yards. 65 inches is less than 2 yards. So, you know, you only need, let's say, 2 yards of fabric. You want to have some extra to make that belt, so I can show you what to do with that to make it a little bit more fashionable and keep the front closed. But basically, if you want to create your own pattern, that's what you're going to do. And I also included the position of the snaps. So basically, I measured up 20 inches and I put a circle here, and I measured up 20 inches and I put a circle here. So when it's on your body, you can snap it shut. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Well, this is not proportional, but basically, you know, 20 inches from either end is where the snaps go. And that is the holiday project. Now, here's another option for you. Okay, well, let me just say, 2 ways to finish the edges are a decorative edge on your serger or a binding. Now, if you're going to do binding and you're using my dimensions, you're going to need about 8.5 yards of binding. Or, like I said, you can do some finishes on the serger, and I will have samples of that so you can see different ways to finish the raw edge. The other thing you can do is, if you wanted to, if you're doing it on the serger, you could also curve these edges to make it easier to go around the edges if you don't want to finish corners on the serger. But I will also show you how to finish corners on the serger, so don't curve them until after you watch the tutorial. But I anticipate this project from start to finish, you could make it in an hour or an hour and a half. So I think this is a really cool holiday project. I wanted to show you how to draft it if you don't want to tape together all those pages. If you'd like to tape together all the pages, like I said, the PDF is already in my online store. I put a link to that under the video, so you can, under this live, so you can go get that. And that's what we're going to be doing next Friday. And I have one of my other sewing friends, I sent it to her ahead of time, and she's actually going to make another one up. So I'll have 2 examples to show you. So I'll have the one I'm making and the one my friend Kay is making, and you know, you'll be able to see 2 different versions, and I think this is going to be a fun project. like a double-faced wool would be nice. You know, anything that's soft and warm and drapey, because I'm not a coat kind of girl. Like, I don't even own a winter coat, so something like this would be nice for me. And then the other thing I may add on to it, if I have time, is how to add a hood. So I may add a hood for the back of it. If I don't get it for next week, I'm going to add it at some point. But, you know, to make it even one more thing, I'm going to see about adding a hood on there to make it even a little bit cozier. So basically, that is the project we're going to be doing next week. And if anybody has any questions about that, please let me know. Oh, Barbara says, I've seen so many of your videos and I like your ideas. Thank you so much, Barbara. I really want to thank each and every one of you, because Fridays are my favorite day. I know I'm coming on live and I know you guys come out to watch me or join in, and I really appreciate you spending your time with me, and I love sharing all the things that are in my brain with you guys. Tana says, just got here. This looks very interesting. Tana, this is a holiday cozy wrap, free PDF pattern in the description below, and we're going to make it next week. Or if you want to draft your own, these are the dimensions, and you could rewind and just see what I said about drawing your own if you don't want to tape together the paper. Mary says heavier luxe fleece would be nice. That's what I think I'm going to get for mine, Mary. I'm going to go to Joann's and get some luxe fleece to make one. So, you know, very excited about this. I know my family does not watch my YouTube channel, so I can tell you that we pick between my sister and brother and our spouses, we all pick one name. And this year I got Joanna, my sister. So I'm going to be making this as part of her gift for her holiday, you know, extravaganza. So I'm kind of excited about that. All right, so here's another thing I'm working on. You might have seen on my Instagram, my mom has a favorite dress that I got her at Soft Surroundings. And if I show it to you here, you can see that it's getting rough. See right here, that little stain right there? There's stains on it, and it's just a basic knit dress. It comes down below her knee. It's very comfortable and easy for her to wear. So I decided I would rub it off. So what I did was I used my Aliso multi mats as a base to pin down the dress. And what I decided to do is, see that little yellow chalk line there? I rubbed it to the waist, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lengthen it the 19 or 20 inches to the hem once I transfer it from my rub off to my draft. But I just want to remind everybody, this is a really easy way to recreate a garment. So if you have someone who's, I know Mary, it does have pockets, but guess what? My mom does not use pockets anymore, so I'm not going to put the pockets in this, because she now is at the point where she doesn't realize she has pockets. But I am going to show you something I am going to try to do that's going to be different. Whoops. So I just want to remind everybody, the process of rubbing off, whoops, is that you create a L-shaped guideline, and then you line up the center front or center back, and then you can see here I rubbed it off. Okay, so that's how I got these shapes here. And I will tell you, these magic pins, the ones that are 0.6 millimeters, are very strong. They're really nice for pinning and securing a rub off. So I rubbed off the front, I rubbed off the back. There's the front rub off. There's the, oh, I also kept track of the shoulder seam. And then I rubbed off the back. And then I also rubbed off the sleeve. So I have the front, back, and the sleeve. And like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this just a pattern paper, and I'm going to make it the length I need. And then what I'm going to do here in the back is I am going to cut. I might get rid of the center back seam, or no, actually, I'm going to do a high round back here because my mom has a fairly prominent curve on her high back here up here. So I'm going to do a high round back adjustment. I'm going to cut out 4 backs. I'm going to sew them together at center front. And then when I sew this together, I'm going to sew one side seam. One of the backs I'm going to sew to the right. The other back I'm going to sew to the left so I can set in both sleeves. And then it's going to wrap. And I'm going to close the shoulders with snaps. So this is going to be a adaptive dress where you put it on from the front, put her arms through, and then wrap the back and snap it at the shoulders. So this is going to be a way to try to experiment with something that's easier to get on, because you have to put it over her head and then you have to wrench her arms into the sleeves, and she has sore shoulders. So I'm going to try to do it so she can just put her sleeves on, put it on, and then wrap the left to the right to the left, and there'll be snaps, and then I'll have snaps down at the waist so it doesn't fly open. But I think that'll be a really cool thing. Oh, DIYer Girl says, you're creating a new dress from her current one. Yes, I rubbed it off from my great rub off technique. Oh, DIYer Girl, you were number 16, and something Racer Girl was number 14 for the chance to win this. So as I started counting the people, counting the entries to get the random winner for the Kai seam remover, I could see down the page, and I knew I was getting close. So like, I know DIYer Girl, I met her at Sew Expo. Also, I know Racer Girl too. And so I was all excited. And so when I counted down and found out it was Diane, I don't know, I thought, oh, I wish I could give one to everybody, honestly. But like I said, you can get 3 of those for the price of 1 if you want to. All right, Tana says, I'm trying to rub off a top with a raglan sleeve. I'm finding it tricky to draw the sleeve. Okay, so that should not be tricky. I'm trying to see if I have a raglan sleeve in my studio. Of course I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait 1 second. I'm going to show, let me just show that really quick. Hold on. Okay, I have this raglan sleeve. Oh, DIY Girl says, funny, so nice of you to think of me. Well, I recognize your names now, like the people who come all the time. I recognize you. All right, let me just show you this. Don't mind the mess that I'm creating behind my thing here. All right, so these are the multi-mats. I absolutely love these multi-mats because what you can do here is you can take these little clips off and stick them together like this to make any shape you want. And for this example, I only need 2. Okay, so you've got it like that, and then you flip it around like this. And now I have the perfect place. Perfect place to show you how to rub this off. Karen, I don't have a video on how to rub off. I have it as a class, but I also have it as a workbook in my online store. So the workbook has all the steps. I did not show how to do a raglan sleeve though, so that's why I'm going to show it now. So but I just want to show you it's very easy. Now this raglan sleeve was one of the first raglan sleeves I ever made, and there are a few reasons why I can remember this is one of the first ones, because this was before I realized, see, look at this right here. I can date myself, or I can date my sewing projects based on the techniques I use. So this was when I used to put my center, I used to put the seam in the neckband at center back. Now I put it on a shoulder seam. So that's how I know this is so old. I have not finished a neckline like this in years. So this is a really old one, and actually this needs to be recycled now. It's falling apart. It's got holes everywhere. It's got pills. It's really not in good shape. But what you're going to do a raglan sleeve is you are going to lay your sleeve out on your surface like this. And what I'm doing here is I'm matching the underarm seam. And if you're having trouble getting it to stay, you can use Wonder clips just for a minute, or pins just to hold the seam right on the fold. So I'm just to show you what I'm doing here. I'm just going to take a few of my clips and I'm just going to put them here like this. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to lay this down so it's nice and flat. Now, when you're working with a knit, you don't want to stretch out anything, right? So basically you want to just get it so it's laying nice and flat. Make sure there's no folded fabric underneath. So you want to get a nice, smooth fold up at the top. So see what I'm doing is I just want to make sure that this is laying nice and smooth like this. Okay. So it looks like that. Then what you're going to do, oh, let's just see here. Oh, Marla says, thank you for the insight. I'm buying the seam removers now. Great find. I know, I'm so excited about those as well, because now I'm going to have extra. So I'm going to use my little flathead pins because I really like the way those worked. And the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to pin the folded edge together so it doesn't slide around like this. Because I really think if you have something in your closet, or you have someone you like in your family, or someone you're close with has a favorite garment that's got a stain in it, or needs a new one, rubbing off is such a cool way to create a gift for them or for yourself, because you're going to like it because you have it. So the other thing I'm going to do is, because the neckline and everything is just laying here, I want to make sure this doesn't shift, because I'm going to have to flip it over to get the other side. So I'm just going to put a pin right here at the neckline, and I'm going to pin together the front and back armholes. So I'm pinning through. Okay, so I'm pinning through the thing. I'm not pinning it to the board. I'm just pinning it together right now. Okay. Now I can remove these clips because I've got it all matched up. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're literally going to take this, and to create the right shape paper, what you're going to do is, I'm just going to use a piece of tracing paper for this because I don't really need to rub off the sleeve for anything serious. But basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to draw a line down the middle of my paper so there's room on both sides of the line for the front and back sleeve. And then I'm just going to cut this off. All right, then what we're going to do is we are going to put this paper Oh, wait a minute. Let me just make sure this is, I'm going to move this down a little bit because I just want to make sure you can really see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to lay this paper on my sleeve so that the line is lining up with the folded edge of my sleeve. Now, if you can't get your sleeve to line up with the line, that means this is not straight. So you can sort of straighten it out. And I'm not pinning this fabric to this wool because the wool is making it stick. See, it's not moving. If you're working on something like cardboard, I would literally take these pins and I would dig them into your surface so it doesn't slide around. I don't need to do that because on this wool, it's staying put. But I just want to make sure that this is straight. So when I put my paper down, I'm getting an accurate edge like this. So basically, now I've got that lined right up, and I'll put a few pins along the folded edge to hold it now, like this. Okay, so that's matching up perfectly. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the pin where the neckline was, and I'm going to pin it to the, well, just that one. I'm going to leave that one there. But basically, I need to mark the actual neckline, and well, I'm going to tell you, I'm marking the seam between the binding around the neck and the neck itself. And then when I get to the armhole, which starts right here, I'm going to feel for that. Okay, and I can feel it like this. So just peeking to make sure that I am feeling what I think I'm feeling. Yep. So it's right here, and right here, and right here, and so basically what I'm doing is I'm marking the front armhole seam. Like this. Okay. And then I'm also going to just stick a few pins in where the underarm edge is. So you can see what I've done here is I've blocked out the entire shape of the sleeve. All right, so let me just see here. Marla says, thanks for the insights. Oh, I already said that one. Barbara says, I had something like that ready to wear. It was hard to get it to stay on, so I didn't like it. Well, you know what? It may be that, sometimes if your shirt is full, oh, wait a minute. Do you mean the holiday cozy wrap? It didn't stay on? Barbara, is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about the raglan sleeve? Because if you're talking about the wrap, I'm going to have a solution for keeping it on, and I'm going to share that next Friday while we make one. If you're talking about the cozy wrap. If you're talking about the raglan sleeve not staying the way you like it, it could be a shoulder fitting issue. But anyway, what I'm going to do here now is I'm basically going to trace my sleeve. So I'm just tracing along the edge like this. And then I'm going to trace along my pins to get the shape of the armhole seam. And then I'm going to trace the neckline like this. All right, so see what I did? I got half of it. And then, hello, Sylvia Wolter from Germany. Very nice to see you. Just a fun fact about Germany, I'm currently working with a pants fitting student on my private Zoom pants fitting. I have a student from Germany. I think that is so cool that like I'm Zooming with someone from another country. So it's nice to see you from Germany. Now I know 2 people from Germany. All right, so DIYer girl guessed it. We're going to take out these pins and we're going to flip it over. And that's why I pinned it to itself. It's important to pin it to itself so when you flip it over, you don't, you know, let anything slip. So see how I have it like this? I'm literally going to take this whole thing and I'm going to flip it over like this. And now you can see the undersides of the pins, right? You can see that everything is accurate because it was all pinned together here. Then I'm going to take my paper and I'm literally going to rub off the other side. So I'm going to line up the wrist edge down here and the neckline edge is going to line up right here. If you're wondering, yes, I have my fan going because it's very hot in my studio with our little heating situation. So I'm going to just pin that so it doesn't fly around. But basically, just going to reach under here and straighten this out a little bit. Again, you want to make sure that the actual, you know, edge is lining right up with the edge like this, so that this line is right on the fold again, right? And what you're going to see happen is, I'm just going to pin this right at the neckline right here. And then, oh, but look at this brilliantly. I don't have enough paper right here. My neckline's up here. So I'm going to have to add a little piece of paper. I love it when I do that. Let me just tape. I know I have my tape here somewhere close because heaven forbid I don't have my tape. What can I do with my tape? Tape. Oh, tape. All right. All right, so let me just tape this little piece right here. Oops. Honestly. Oops. Of course, I could have cut as big of a piece as I wanted, and I didn't make it big enough, but that's all right. All right, so now I've got that taped together like this. And I'm going to make sure that lines right up at the top. Make sure my bottom is lining right up at the bottom, at the wrist edge. And then I'm just going to feel for my, so that it goes to here. This is my back neckline now. It's from here to here. And then I'm just going to feel for shoulder. I mean the back armhole, which is going to be right here, right here. See, I can feel it. See, I can see it through this tracing paper. So basically, it's going to be here. It's going to be here. It's going to be here. Put that there. It goes all the way to here. And then I've got the end again, the underarm seam. All right, so now what I can do is I can trace this half of the sleeve. Tana, I hope this is helping you. Let me just make sure if it goes right to here, actually. This is nothing. And then you have to peek underneath. It's okay to peek. You know, you want to make sure you're following right along. And then you've got your underarm seam like this. And then this is going to go across here like that. There. So now I can tell you that from the fact that this is my pattern, I know that this is how it should look. So I think this is a pretty good job. Of course, when you rub off the front and back, then you're going to make sure the armhole matches. All right, so let me just put this aside for 1 second. So like when you do your front, let me just unpin this for a second now. All right, so the way I would deal with the front and back, oh, okay, wait a minute. So Kieran says awesome, yay. Barbara says the wrap. All right, so Barbara, make sure you join us next week or watch the replay because I'm going to show you how to deal with keeping it from fussing around. And then Tiana says, oh, very helpful. You were graphing, measuring. Oh, don't graph and measure. Let the garment show you what to do. So if you remember when I did my mom's, I did half like this and I laid it flat because I had a center front and center back seam. There is no center back and center front seam on this raglan, right? Because there's no seam. So what you're going to do is you're going to match up in the front. You're going to match up your front armholes and you're going to pin those together. So you know you're folding it in half properly. So I'm just going to fold that together. Then you're going to come down here and you're going to match your hem side seams together. And that way you'll know that you're folding your garment in half properly. And I probably would even just, get this nice and organized here, because then what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half this way. Oops. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. Match your hem seam allowances. Your side seams at the hem, and then reach around and find the center of the front along the hem here. So you're going to pin that. And then so you can pin the center front neckline as well, like this. Right, so then what you would do is you would lay this down like this, and you want to make sure that that you're folding it in a neat, accurate, straight half. Okay, so Barbara is asking a great question. Hey, Kathy, welcome. Barbara's asking a great question. She asked why I put the paper on top. The reason why I put the paper on the top is because I was capturing the seam between the sleeve and the front and back. You can't do that from underneath. If you're making a simple tank top or A-line skirt or something that doesn't have internal seams or sleeves, you can definitely put the paper underneath. Oh, wait a minute. I've seen a method where you put the paper on the wool and then use pinholes to mark the pattern. You can do it that way too. Like if you want to poke underneath, you can do that, but I think it's more accurate to feel it from the top, because by the time you poke underneath, your pin may shift. So I use the paper underneath when I'm tracing around the edge with no internal seams or armholes. I find it more accurate to trace from the top because I can see what I'm doing and I know I'm capturing the actual seam versus pinning in there and hoping it is directly, accurately pinning straight through. So that's why I do it from the top. But basically, you're gonna fold it here, and here's another thing that can happen if you're working on a shirt that will not lay flat the entire time. Because you can see if I get this perfectly straight, and I line up my side seam here, it might get a little funky over here. So what I'll do is I will put the paper down, trace the detail as far as I can get it where it's smooth. Then I'll release these pins and start pinning here and let this relax so I can then make this straight. Does that make sense? So if you've got a lot of bust room, you're not going to be able to rub off the entire front. You can rub off the neckline, the top of the armhole, you know, whatever's laying flat. When you get to where it's not laying flat, stop, leave a pin. Let's say I was able to rub off to here, just like I showed you with the sleeve. Don't take this pin out, but take these pins out. Leave this pin here too. Then I can relax this and straighten this out down here. Okay, so that's how you do the front and back. And my workbook that's in my online store has all the instructions for rubbing off front and back T, sleeve, princess seams, A-line skirt, and shorts or pants. So I have all of those instructions in the workbook, but I do think this is a really cool way to create a gift for somebody, you know, especially when you know they like the garment, but it just is worn out or stained. So that's what I'm doing with my mom's dress. And I'll post progress pictures of my process in making that for her as I go. And I just want to share one more thing with you. Again, this is something I'm going to be making for somebody as a gift. And I know she doesn't watch my channel, so I can talk about it. I have a friend that I visit, and she told me she gave away the angel for the top of her tree to somebody else. And I was helping her do some holiday decorating, and she asked me to put her her angel on the top of her tree, and it was just a little plastic gold angel on a loop. So I kind of hung it on the top of the tree. So I'm going to make her an angel for her tree, and I'm going to bring it to her when I go visit on Tuesday. Oh, Jackie says, I love how you teach. Thank you so much, Jackie. I have a ball. And I'll tell you something else, like, this is my chance to do things for free. And honestly, if I didn't have a mortgage, I would never charge for anything, because I have so much fun doing my teaching things and sharing things with you guys. So again, I really appreciate that you're taking the time to you know, hang out with me for a little bit. So in this box is my grandmother's angel. So the angel in this box is older than me, and every year I put it on top of my tree. I'm going to show you. It's an Anna Lee. If you guys are familiar with Anna Lee dolls or Anna Lee ornaments. All right, so see, she's really old, and she's just, okay, so see, she's just a little angel. She has white felt wings. She has a little pipe cleaner halo. She has a little piece of paper that's starting to, you know, the gold is starting to actually fleck off of this. So you can see right there, there's my finger showing through there, see? And it's an Anna Lee face. And this ribbon probably will disintegrate if I play with it too much. And so you can see it's falling off over here, right? So maybe I'll update it with some new trim. But basically, this fabric feels like plastic to me. But this is what I put on my tree every year. It's got little feet that are just, the feet are just little felt feet with wire, right? And I stick it on the top bough of my tree. So I'm going to use this as an example or as an inspiration to make an angel for my friend who gave her angel away. That's a project I'm going to be working on this weekend. I will share the finished project with you, and maybe the supplies. I'm going to go to the craft store and see if I can find, I think you can buy heads that already have smiles on them, or at least, I don't know, I'm going to hopefully find something to be the head. We'll see. And the hair, I don't know. But I'm going to try to do something like this for her. So I don't know exactly how it's going to come out, but that's a project I'm working on. And speaking of Christmas trees, if you don't know, I got a new puppy, and she's very sweet, but she's also a terrorist. So I will show you. Here she is last night, sleeping in next to me. She's very sweet, but she's a terrorist, so I'm not having a full-size Christmas tree this year because I know I will spend my life keeping her away from it and probably be picking it up off the ground because I'm sure she'll try to climb it. She's a disaster. So I'm going to get a tiny little tree, and I'm going to put it on something high that she can't reach it. So I don't know if my angel's going to get on or not, but this is the reason why I'm not having a full-blown tree. All right, so let's see. Oh, Kathy wants to know where I got my felt pads. These are Aliso multi-mats, and actually I had an affiliate link for them underneath the Cool Tools where I shared them. So if you check back on my Cool Tools, I have an affiliate link. You can get them on Amazon or anywhere where people sell Aliso products. But you buy, they're 14-inch squares, and you buy as many as you want, and they hitch together with these cool little silicone tabs. Oh, Mary says, we are so sentimental about our Christmas tree ornaments. Every Christmas tree ornament I have is a collectible from my mom, and some that I collected with her. So that's why I'm not doing my full tree, because I'll be heartbroken if it falls over and all my glass ornaments break. So I'll put out the Anna Lee ones and the ones that are not breakable on something on a stand away from the dog this year. Yes, DIY girl, she is a devil. Karen says, will you talk about your pants fitting class today? Okay, I can talk about my pants fitting class for a minute. I've been posting about it. Right now, until the 4th of December, it's 40% off. So if you go over to my Fit Tip Tuesday video this week, and I'll put a link to that in the description below when I get off, you have to use that link to get the 40% off. But it's the lowest price of the year. And I will tell you, if you look at any of the posts that I did, a few people commented about how much they're enjoying the class. It's very, very detailed. It was a lot of work. It was a 5-day shoot. It's not just me saying, okay, this is how you pick a size. This is how you adjust it. This is how you end up, transferring your adjustments from your muslin to your pattern. I actually worked with 3 different models. So I showed specifically how to transfer adjustments, from the muslin to the pattern. And then I also show the adjusted pattern pieces and the finished jeans and pants. So I went from ready to wear, how they look in ready to wear, what their size was, what their single leg muslin was, what their 2-leg muslin was, fine-tune the fit, and then made an actual pair of Sorcia Classic Slim trousers and my my stretch jeans made easy jeans. And I used a pattern for my daughter from Bootstrap Fashion Patterns to make her a pair of cropped Ponte knit pants. So there's a lot of information there. So that's about my pants class. It's really cool. It's a Kajabi community. The platform is Kajabi, and what I want to show you is I have on my phone the Kajabi app, and what that allows me to do is I can answer your questions on the fly, because I can see questions on my phone no matter where I am. So you guys can download the Kajabi app and communicate with me. So there's a Q&A session. There were 4 live Q&As, and those were recorded, and you can listen to those in the class, so you can see what questions and answers have been already addressed. And in January, I'm going to announce more Zoom classes. So I'm going to actually do more Zoom Q&As with the class, because I think it's easier and more time efficient, honestly, to have a group question and answer versus me, answering individual questions. If I can address people's questions in a group, sometimes that's quicker. So I will be doing more recorded Zooms for that class and adding them to the class. So that's the class. It's on sale until the 4th, 40% off. And the link is in the description. Well, it's not in this description, but I'll put it there, or go to my Fit Tip Tuesday. I did a whole video dedicated on it. All right, let me see. Barbara says knits are hard to get accurate measurements on because some of them stretch like crazy. You get different measurements when you double check, especially on huge pieces. Barbara, that is so true. So when you lay your garment down, you kind of want to fluff it on the table and lay it flat and not stretch it and fuss with it a little bit to get it to look like it's not stretched out. If you look really closely at the knit fibers, you can see if they're stretching sometimes. So take your time and lay those out and be careful. You know. Oh, another way to rub off is blue masking tape. You can absolutely use blue masking tape to mark your seams if you want to do it that way. That's another good way to do it. Mary put her tree in a playpen one year. Yeah, that's an option, but I already have baby gates on all my doorways, and it's already a maze to get around my downstairs, so I'm just going to do a small tree. Oh, Karen says, and it's at your own pace, and the class community on Kajabi. When does that start? All right, so the class is there. The entire class is there. You can sign up for it anytime. When you sign up for the class, you get it for an entire year. So you have access to it for 365 days from the day you register, and you can work on it on your own pace. So if you're in a different country, I've had people contact me from different countries asking me if they can work on it in their own time zone, and I said absolutely. So that's the other nice thing about it. So there is a class community on Kajabi. But it's in the class. So you need to sign up for the class, and then you get the Kajabi app on your phone. And then you can ask me questions there. I can see them and respond to you, and you can work at your own pace anytime you want. So it's a very cool format, I think. Oh, Barbara says, I like how you teach too. Oh, but she has sentimental value like the Velveteen Rabbit. Sentimental value, I know. Oh. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. If I've answered all your questions, I'm excited that Tana asked me about the rub-off question, because it was kind of adjacent to what I'm doing right now, because I have my own rub-off project going. So I'm glad I could help her with that. Vanna Hall, hi Jen, I'm enjoying the Friday videos. Well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for chiming in and saying hi. I really appreciate you. Okay. Oh, Karen wants to know, can you interact with other students on the app? So you can post a question to the class, right? If you wanted to say, hey, has anybody else blah, 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 I'm sure people will chime in there and answer, because everybody can see all the questions. So it's kind of like a forum. If you want to ask a general question from students, like, is anybody having this problem, or did anybody encounter that? I'm sure people would engage with that. I haven't seen, I think a couple people have. There might be a couple little conversations between students, but mostly it's been directed to me. But certainly you can ask a question to anybody in the Q&A, and it's on the platform on the computer, so you can work with it right on your computer, or you can use the app on your phone. You don't have to use the app on your phone, but they go together and then they connect. Right, Sylvia says, I don't know how you did it, but I have a raglan in my sewing room that wants to be copied, and that's what I mean when I say timing. Thank you. And yes, I like the way you teach too. Oh, I'm so excited. See, Tana, if you're still here, you're getting gold snaps for asking your question, because you're helping the fellow, your fellow viewers. Oh, Karen says, I was in another class on Kajabi and the class forum was great. Yay. Okay, Andrea wants to know where the app is on the class. Now, the app on the class it's not an app in the class. So when you go to the home page, you see the course, and then right underneath the course on the home page, you see the community, the Q&A. It's called Q&A community. You go in there, and you can work with it on the computer. And then you can ask your questions and so on and so forth, either from your phone or from the computer. So it's kind of cool. Like, so this current question, she asked a bunch of questions, and then I said, oh, could you post a picture? And then she posted pictures, so now I can see what she's talking about. So that's really helpful for, for me to be able to answer, because you can actually post pictures in the class Q&A too. Oh, Karen says, students would upload photos, really fun form, going to sign up today. Yay, well, welcome to class, Karen. All right, and then Andrea says, Andrew says, thanks for the clarification. And Barbara says, I tied my tree securely in place in a corner, only a quarter of a tree, and all the breakable ornaments go high, unbreakable on the bottom, and they've survived for many different cats and dogs over the years. Well, this little one she's a monster. She is a total monster. It's a good thing she's so stinking cute. So I know by next year she will be trained, and it won't be a problem. My two older Vizslas, I have a 6-year-old who behaves herself, and I have a 12-year-old that behaves herself. And actually, we went hiking this morning, and I had her off leash, and she now is coming to me when she sees other people. So she's doing really well in the training department. So I'm not worried about next year. Like I said, this year, I just want to keep it simple, and I just don't want to have to worry about the tree all the time, because I work at home, and a lot of times if it's cold outside and they're not outside, they're inside downstairs, and I can't be worrying about my tree. See, Karen is interacting with Andrea right in the chat, and that's a similar thing we can do in Kajabi on the Q&A in the class. So, Andrea, Karen is assuring you that Kajabi is great and easy to use. Tana says, I so appreciate your YouTube videos. They are what got me back into sewing after many years. And now, once again, I'm addicted. Thanks, Jen. Well, that warms the cockles of my heart, because that's why I do this. I'm trying to bring sewing and make it accessible and make fitting accessible, and just try to, add more sewing into everybody's life. So I really appreciate that. And I'm so happy that you are sewing. And I'm so happy you're following along with me. Oh, Jackie wants to know if I'm doing classes at Puyallup Sew Expo this year. And the answer to that is no, because I went last year. I had an amazing time. But when you come from the East Coast to Washington State, it's really expensive. And their class format is not in agreement with my class timetable, let's say. Most of my classes need a good 3 or 4 hours or all day. I don't have a lot of 2.5-hour class ideas. So I only taught 2 classes and 1 lecture twice last year, and it just didn't add up to make it worth my time to go there. So I apologize, I'm not this year, but I do know a bunch of people who are going. If you're going, check out Sarah Me from So Live. She's going to be there teaching classes, and I'm trying to convince, well, no, actually it's dead now, but Katrina Walker will be there. She's amazing. And I'm sure, I don't know who else is going that I'm aware of, but I'm sure if you go, you're going to have an amazing time. I had the best time. I just, for the amount of effort and time I was away from home, it just didn't add up for me. So instead, what I'm going to do, and this is something I'm testing for the first time, I'm going to try a Come to Me event. I live in Manchester, Connecticut, and I have been encouraged by I have a very good friend who's a nationally known sewing instructor, and she keeps egging me on to offer my own Come to Me in-person class. So I am going to be doing a in-depth pants fitting weekend class. It's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be the week after Sew Expo, so the second weekend in March. And it's going to be in Manchester. It's 20 minutes from the airport. We're right near Joanne Fabrics. There's restaurants. It's gonna be at the Hampton Inn, I believe. And I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna open that up for registration on January 1st. So look for details on that if you're interested in coming to me to do pants fitting live. And it's gonna be a very small class, only 10 people. All right, so let's see. Karen says, I would only take the class because you're an excellent teacher, so giving of your time and so very nice. Well, thank you so much, Karen. I really, really appreciate that. I do. I enjoy teaching. It's my favorite thing. Out of everything I do, it's my favorite thing. If I could just be teaching every day, all day long, I would do it. But unfortunately, I also have to come up with stuff to teach. So, yeah. So DIYer girl I met at Sew Expo last year. So she's one of my sewing friends that I met at Sew Expo last year. And I will tell you that when I was sitting in my booth, I was with Joe from French European Dress Forms in his designer booth. And people would come up, would look at me, and they'd go, "Ooh," and I would go like this. I'd be like, who are they oohing and eyeing about? But people recognized me from YouTube, and they would come up and, you know, come up and say, "Oh, I follow you on YouTube." I thought that was kind of fun. Oh, DIYer girl says, would you throw in a New York City district fashion road trip? That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Maybe we could do that's a really good idea, DIYer girl, adding in New York City fashion district road trip. Maybe Friday could be New York City fashion district road trip. And I'm going to think about that, DIY girl. I love that idea because we're only 3 hours from New York City. That might be a really good idea. I love that idea. All right, I'm putting that on my list of things to think about as I plan. All right, so yay. I think I'm good. Are you guys good? I feel very festive and very fa la 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 la. Oh, DIY girl says, I'd love to go cross country if you can't come this way. Oh yeah, Pamela does. Oh, Pamela Leggett. Yes, I know Pamela. Did you know that Pamela, me, and Gail Yellen of Gail Patrice Designs all worked at the same store together for a long time? We all came out of Manchester Sewing. So that's kind of fun. All right, so it's funny, I've only mentioned this live class twice now. You guys are the second time to hear it. And I've gotten people asking for dates already. So I'm going to put it in my New Year's newsletter that's going to go out like January 1. So if you want to go, I would register fast because I think there are some people interested. And I'm only going to take 10 people. And that might make it doable to go to New York. So, yay. All right, so let's see. Claire says, I'm going to sign up for the class and watch it after the holidays when things calm down. First time on watching you on Friday. Well, thank you, Claire, for joining me. I really appreciate it. This has been so much fun. I am having the time of my life today. Oh, Barbara ties, and my tree is tied on a table. That's what I think I'm going to do. Oh, Sylvia says, deck the halls. First Advent is Sunday, so I'll be starting Christmassy. Lindsay says, I really miss Manchester Sewing. I really miss Manchester Sewing too. That was really heartbreaking. The store that we all worked at went out of business in 2007, and it was really a huge loss, I think, for the whole area. Amy Wilson, hope you have a wonderful holiday season and keep that puppy out of trouble. I'm trying to. She's currently flopped out on the couch or on her dog bed now because I took them for a 4.5-mile hike this morning, so they're pooped for today. Mostly I get in trouble when I can't hike them, and I really can't hike them every day because I just don't have that much time, but on the days I hike, they're very good. So today's a good day because they're tired. So, yay! All right, so I'm so happy I got to see you all. I'm so happy you joined me. Please, if you have any questions or comments about the holiday cozy wrap, post them here, or you can post them in the J Stern Designs Fit Sew Embroider Facebook group that I have on Facebook if you're in that. Because if you have questions, I want to help you. You can also comment on my website underneath the, where the pattern is if you have questions. But I will see you next Friday. We're going to be finishing the edges of the wrap. I'm going to already have it cut out. It's huge, so I can't really cut it out on my table here and show you. So I will have it cut out and ready to go. And I will show you various options for finishing the edges and for keeping it closed so it's not annoying. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining me today. Congratulations to Diane for winning the little Kai seam ripper. And then remember, you can get your 3-pack by using my Amazon affiliate link below to get 3 for the price of 1. So there you are. Lindsay says, I missed part, so I'm going to go back and watch the beginning. Thank you, Jen. Okay, Lindsay, thank you. It's so nice to hear from you too, Lindsay. DIY Girl says, thanks, Jen. Have a great weekend. Great session. Yay, thank you. Thank everybody. All right, so I'm going to sign off now because this is the part where I start to ramble. So I will be posting progress for my mom's dress, for the angel tree topper I'm going to be making, for all the other things. Oh, Sylvia says it's 8 o'clock in Germany, and she's saying good night, I'm guessing. Good night. Thank you for watching. This was great. Thanks. Claire says, looking forward to the pants fitting because I'm short. It's hard to find my size. Always enjoy these Fridays. Thank you, Diane. Mary, I'm always happy to see you guys. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to see Diane. Thank you so much. So yay. I will see you guys next week. I will have cool tools. I will have Fit Tip Tuesday next week. I'm going to skip subscriber Q&A through December just so I can get other stuff done, but then I'll start that back up in January. So don't worry about, if you're wondering why I'm not doing subscriber Q&A, it's because I'm trying to make time to get other stuff done. But we'll have Cool Tools Monday, Fit Tip Tuesday, and we're going to do Cozy Holiday Wrap on Friday. All right, so thank you so much, and I'm going to sign off. Have a nice day. Bye.